Alright, today we're diving into the Su-25K in War Thunder in 2024. Known as the Frogfoot, this aircraft has earned its reputation as a rugged ground attack platform with a wide array of weapons to tackle almost any situation in ground RB. But how does it perform in 2024? Let's find out. First up, let's start with a bit of history on the Su-25K. Developed in the 1970s by the Soviet Union, the Su-25 was designed as a dedicated close air support aircraft, similar in concept to the American A-10. The K variant was intended for export and is largely similar to the base Su-25, with minor avionics changes to suit various international export customers' needs. It has seen widespread use globally, proving itself in conflicts as a reliable platform for close air support and ground attack missions. In War Thunder, the Su-25K brings the same strengths to the table, offering an impressive selection of unguided and guided weaponry, making it a solid choice for close air support in ground RB and a niche attacker in air RB matches. Now let's talk about how the Su-25K handles in War Thunder. First up, with performance. The Su-25K is not the fastest jet, but it makes up for its subsonic speed with durability and firepower. Its twin engines provide enough thrust to maintain agility in low altitude ground attack missions, but it is best to avoid prolonged dogfights with faster opponents in air RB. Whilst the Su-25 is subsonic, it is relatively fast compared to some of the comparable subsonic attackers in game, though obviously faster jets will be able to beat it to bases in air RB. Where the Su-25K really shines is its selection of armament. It can carry a variety of ground attack weapons, including multiple varieties of unguided rockets, like the S8KO and S13, perfect for saturating targets or areas such as capture points in ground RB. It has some guided weaponry in the form of laser-guided missiles, like the KH-25ML and KH-29L. These give some standoff capability, however they require a constant laze to guide into the target. The Su-25K does not have a dedicated targeting pod, so the targeting view for the laser has a limited field of view, minimal zoom and no thermals. The Su-25K internally houses a powerful 30mm cannon, with 250 rounds of ammunition. This weapon has good velocity and damage when it connects, with a variety of ammunition belts available. It can also carry multiple dumb bombs, both standard and drag variant, in various sizes ranging from 100 to 500 kilograms. And finally, the Su-25K can equip the R60MK all-aspect infrared missile, giving it some air-to-air capability. These can be quite effective in air RB in a down tier, as the Su-25K can still face planes that do not have access to any flares whatsoever. Outside of down tiers, however, these are very easily flared off by opponents who are aware of the launch. For other equipment, the Su-25K has a decent amount of countermeasures, with up to 128 to help survive engagements against SPAA or enemy missiles. It has a relatively basic radar warning receiver, and finally it has full ballistics computer for bombs, rockets and guns in ground attack. Now let's break down the pros and cons of the Su-25K. First up for the pros. It has extensive weapon options, its vast arsenal allows you to tailor your loadout to suit your playstyle, allowing flexibility in ground RB in particular. Its rugged airframe can tank more damage compared to other attackers. This can be extremely useful in ground RB, where it can occasionally survive hits that would take another jet out. Whilst the plane itself is not invulnerable, it can often surprise you, for example surviving multiple Stinger hits within a match. It has access to basic guided weaponry. With the KH-25ML or KH-29L missiles, the Su-25K can attack from relative safe range, allowing it to engage SPAA with relative safety in ground RB. And finally, the R60MK missiles give it some teeth against airborne threats, being all-aspect infrared missiles, and are particularly effective in a down tier in air RB. And now for the cons. It has limited speed as a subsonic attacker, it's vulnerable to faster jets in air RB, and it will rarely be the first to a base. Base bombing is your chosen playstyle. It has low agility in air combat. Simply put, it is not suited for dogfights or extended aerial engagement. It lacks any fire and forget weaponry, whilst it is at a slightly lower BR than its direct competitors in other trees. It has no fire and forget weaponry such as TV guided bombs, which is something that the US A-10A gets at 0.3 BR higher. To make the most out of the Su-25K in War Thunder, here are a few tips. First would be to use the terrain to your advantage, fly low and use terrain masking to avoid radar guided SPAA and enemy fighters. Next would be to prioritise high value target. Equip guided missiles or the heavier rockets to take out SPAA first in ground RB matches. In air RB matches, it would be best not to overcommit. Stick to opportunistic attacks and avoid dogfights unless in a down tier, in which case you can much more comfortably use the R60 MKs and your decent amount of countermeasures. And finally, make use of the loadout flexibility. Adapt your armament to the battle, find the custom loadout that works best for you. Whilst the guided missiles are heavy hitting, they do require a constant laze which can leave you vulnerable to SPAA. So it may be better suited taking a mix of bombs and dumbfire rockets to give some standoff capability against SPAA in ground RB matches. Okay, on to the main question. Is the Su-25K worth flying in War Thunder in 2024? If you're a Soviet ground RB player with a lineup around this BR range who wants to add in a CAS plane straight away, the Su-25K will probably be the best choice Soviet premium plane to do so. On the other hand, if you're a player looking for a premium plane to grind out the Soviet air tech tree, the Su-25K is probably not the plane for you. Whilst it can be effective in a down tier in air RB, and can base bomb if that is your preferred playstyle, there are much better premium planes purely for air RB and grinding the Soviet tech tree, such as the MiG-23ML. And finally, for ground players with a top tier Soviet lineup at 11.7+, who are looking to add a premium plane to that lineup for close air support, the Su-25K would not be the best choice, as it lacks the guided weaponry that is often necessary at this tier. The Su-39 may be a much better option in this case. That wraps up our look at the Su-25K in War Thunder in 2024. What do you think of this ground attack workhorse? Have you flown it? Are you adding it to your lineup? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification button for more War Thunder content. Thanks for watching.